Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Pwn here. I'm using an M16 here on Convoy. Domination started with the triple, baby. Yes, gotta love it. So I'm gonna get into this real quick. This topic is pretty much gonna be. It just could be a little controversial. Many people might not want to admit this or even talk about it. I, on the other hand, I'm Pwn Star. I don't give a rat's ass. I'll talk about whatever. You just pick a topic and I'm down. I'm down to pound. So let's crack into this, guys. We've got a few minutes to talk about it. This whole talk is basically going to revolve around dashboarding, backing out of games to get good lobbies. What else is there? Uh, Rage quitting, all these different things put together. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my personal opinion on all of them and how they affect me or what I do or what other people do. Because what many of you guys may not know is as many of the commentators that you know or look up to really rage quit or back out of games on a regular basis. I am one of them. I don't really rage quit too much, but I back out of a lot of games. And I felt like you guys should know this because somebody tried to make a video of me recently trying to say that that's a bad thing. And it lost all respect and kind of was hinting at that because you back out of games it makes you a bad gamer. And I wanted to pretty much give you guys the idea of this straight up from me. And basically what happens, I back out a lot of games all the time. Not every night. I mean, it's quite often I do. And there might be times I back out 10 or 20, 30 games before I get a gameplay. And the reason for being is half the time, I'm very limited to what I do. I like to get you guys up on a consistent basis. I like to get, a nice gameplay up for you guys. And I don't have the time. If I sat through 5 domination games, that's an hour, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I've only got a half hour each night. I'm married, you know what I mean? I got things to do. I don't always have 8 hours in a day. Sometimes I'll have a day where I can play for 5 or 6 hours, but that's not too often. And the reason being is many of us do this, and some people do it just because they do it. I don't judge people on rage quitting or backing out to get good lobbies. Some people do it. Some of these commentators are notorious for it. Have like 0.1 win-loss ratios and stuff like that. And it's just there's nothing wrong against it. We just feel like we have a responsibility to you guys to get you guys good content. And many times it's not. Most people, mix the two together, backing out for gameplays as a failure. There's times I'll start out 10-8, and I back out of the game. I usually don't even let it last that long. If I'm like 10-4, I usually back out too. I've got really high expectations, and if it's like 3 minutes in and I've only got like 10 kills, I'm out. I mean, there's so many things that factor in if it's not going to be good enough for me. And many people, might be like, well, that's dumb, that's stupid. Why'd you leave? And I'm like, it's because I got to make content for you guys. If I wasn't into YouTube, I'd be how I used to be when I had a 5 KD and I'd use all the guns and kill streaks I wanted and I'd never have to worry about anything. But just think in your mind, I've got a 3.5 KD right now, goofing off, giving you guys average gameplay right now because I could go for the 80 and ones and ground war and do all that stuff. I am capable of doing that, guys. Some of you guys have seen that. It's just not my way to play. It's boring to me. It's successful. But I can do it. My playstyle, how rushy and stupid I can be sometimes, is usually the reason why it takes so long for me to get gameplays, is because I can die so quickly by making stupid mistakes. And, I've got such high expectations for what I got to give for you guys. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not complaining about doing it at all. I don't mind backing out of games and getting you guys gameplays at all. Other people just frown upon it. I just wanted to give you an honest opinion. I do that often. Many commentators do. Rage quitting is kind of a different topic. I really don't mind rage quitting. I've broken controllers. I've backed out the games on bullshit. There's usually just one thing that usually makes me back out instantly. If it's not host, it's usually getting noob-tubed. Other than that, I don't mind. I've taken my fair share of ass whoopers. If I'm getting outplayed or it's a bad night and I'm just really playing horrible, I either get off or whatever. But, some people frown upon rage quitting, but almost everybody has rage quit at some point or another. Rage quit, as I call it. I rage quit all the time. And it's always a rough topic because many people think that. And, if I start off at 10-8, if I stayed in the game, I would balance out. I'd probably end up like 30-12. But if I had to, I'm capable of switching up my playstyle and turning that into a semi-decent game. It might not be to the expectations that I'd want to post it on YouTube, but I would not let myself go down 20-20 or anything like that. I would balance it out. I'd change my playstyle, be a little more smart, a little bit more conservative. And I do that. So just because people back out of games doesn't mean it couldn't have been a good game or that they are bad players. They're just trying to get quality content for you guys. And sometimes it doesn't happen. And it's not just because, there might be times that I get outplayed or I get spawned and I get fucked up and it's 0-3. And, that shit happens to everybody. And I play solo a lot of the time because, I got 30 minutes. I don't always have enough time to get a party together and roll with people. So, that's what it comes down to is I might start off bad one game, 0-3, and back out and hop in the next one. But there's also times where I make fucking mistakes. I mess up. So it's not just people are getting the better of me or bad spawns or lag or anything. There's a lot of times I'll fuck up and I'll just back out. I'm disappointed in myself. So, I just wanted to let you guys know that some of these people do that because somebody just needs to understand that we have these rules that we inflict upon ourselves that we have to get good stuff for you, and a lot of us live by that, and you guys just have to remember that if we get a 90 and 1 gameplay, we got to have like 5, 20, and 30s to balance that out to equal our 3 KD. You know what I mean? So, even though I've got a 3.5 KD and I goof around and I rush as much as I do, it'd be that no matter if I stayed in every game or not, because that's where I'm at. And I'd balance out. If I start off bad and I stay in a game, I balance it out. It might not be a phenomenal game, but it's just with the time limited. That's what I do. As for dashboarding, yes, you could do it on both systems. That I don't really like too much. Many people would say, oh, it's the same thing as rage quitting. Not so much, because with dashboarding, if I do recall correctly, it messes with the stats. I mean, like it pretty much erases the game. So when people dashboard, none of it counts. Like say I get in a game and my KD's like a 5 KD and I get like a 30 and 20, which would drop my KD significantly. That's like a 1.2 KD or something, and I'm holding a 5. That would really impact my KD. And they can dashboard and pretty much just erase that game entirely. Like it never happened, go back to how it was, didn't gain the kills, didn't gain the losses, didn't do any of that. Now that to me is a lie. That's covering it up. At least when I back out of games or something, I took the ass whooping, I took the deaths, I'm out of the game into a new lobby, but at least that shit still counts. I wouldn't try to, some of these guys boast for their high KDs, and half of it's because they dashboarded. I mean, regular people do this. This ain't just commentators. And I don't see too many commentators doing it, actually, but dashboarding is just not something that I really look to. I've got a buddy that does it, and he knows who he is. And, if you got a 3 KD because you dash, that's basically a lie. I mean, that's not your real stats. If it's your real stats, then you just back out. You wouldn't have to dashboard. And, some people do it to keep their win thing together. I understand that entirely. But if it's affecting your KD and you're doing it for that, I kind of just dislike it. I don't know. Give me your thoughts on this below, guys. Be honest. Let me know if you guys knew about this. If you knew I did it, other people do it. Look into it, guys. Let me know what you think. Get it.